Well, as you're out this Christmas season looking around for a Christmas tree, you may want some tips on how to choose a fresh tree and also how to care for that tree once you get it home and once you get it set up and in the home so that you will experience a very safe and enjoyable Christmas. And today, Dr. Steve Anderson, Extension Specialist in Forestry from Oklahoma State University, is with us to give us some tips on that very thing. Steve, welcome to Oklahoma Gardening.
Thank you, Ray.
What do we have here?
Well, this is a Scotch pine, and we were talking about safety for Christmas trees. And the first thing that anyone can do about having a safe Christmas is to choose a fresh tree.
How are we going to tell if it's fresh?
Well, one of the main things that someone can do to have a fresh tree is go out to a choose and cut operation and cut it down themselves, and that's a fun time. But even most of the trees on a retail lot, will be fresh trees, and one way that they can tell whether it's a fresh tree or not is just to simply take their hands about 6 inches down a stem and take it along the branch and see if any of the green needles will fall off. If they don't fall off, then it's probably a fresh tree. You should probably pick one needle off and see if it's pliable. If it bends and comes back, it's a good tree.
Now, some of these trees on the lots may have been cut for several weeks before they actually arrive on the Christmas tree lot, but are the way they've been cared for and shipped and in transit, is that going to have something to do then with how fresh they remain?
Yeah, some of the trees are in enclosed containers, some of them are in open trucks, and the care during the shipping and handling does make a difference, and so that's the reason that it's important to check the tree out before you purchase it. One of the things that many people do is shake the tree. Just take it up once and see what kind of needles fall out. And usually you'll see some brown needles in the middle of the tree fall out, but this is just normal old foliage from the tree just falling out. And whether you're in a choose and cut operation or a retail lot, the operator should shake those needles out for you before you take it home.
But not only for appearance sakes, but even for safety's sake, you would probably want all those old dead needles out of there.
Right, that can be a fire hazard as well.
Now, this is a beautiful Scotch pine tree here. Probably came from a Christmas tree plantation somewhere. And once I get this, what am I going to do with it when I get it home?
Well, one of the first things to do when we take it home is to decide whether or not we're going to put it up right away. If not, we need to make a fresh cut and put it in a bucket of water and keep it in a cool, dry place, perhaps the garage, out of the way of the wind and the sun. And one of the things that you need to do, again, is make a fresh cut. Because if you let the vessels in the tree will tend to collapse or the sap will plug them up, so you make a fresh cut.
Now, you can usually be pretty well sure that if this is off a Christmas tree lot, it has been there long enough to make that fresh cut. But if you went to a choose and cut operation and cut it, that day, came on and put it up, you probably would not have to do this thing.
Usually, if you get it in water within 24 hours, that can suffice. But I make a fresh cut anyway, just to make sure.
Well, of course, that's also going to help you even it off for your Christmas tree stand if it's sloping somewhat, slanting.
And we usually make the cut about at least 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom of the tree, and even 1 inch would be great as well.
You do that so easily. That's why I like to have a guest on the show. They get to do all the work.
No, that's not. Well, I started the cut anyway.
Oh, I see. You cheated a little bit. Now what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to put it in the stand at this point. If you have it in the garage for a few days or a week, if you're going to store it, you need to have it in a bucket of water and let the branches fall out naturally.
You've got some interesting Christmas tree stands back here, Steve.
One of the stand that we're going to use today is made in Oklahoma. It's from Grandstand Company, from a fellow down in McAllister, Wade Sumter, and it's a very well-designed stand, very simple to install, and has a good bucket for water. It has a 1-gallon capacity, and that's very important in the care of a tree.
Now, I talked to Mr. Sumter on the phone about this stand. Of course, he's made this and patented it himself, and there's another one there also you're going to show us him and he's made, and he has told me that these are available through some of the outlet stores, the in Oklahoma City and Tulsa and in the McAllister area, and also on some of the Christmas tree lots, particularly the lots that are sponsored by some of the civic clubs like Optimist Club and those types of things. So if people are looking for a Christmas tree stand, this would really be a good one to get if it's available in their area.
It is an excellent stand. And why don't we try seeing how fast we can put up a tree?
Okay. How are we going to do this then? Let me slip my gloves on so I don't hurt my dainty hands here. And
one of the first things I do when I'm going to put the tree in a stand is put on some goggles. About a year ago, I almost poked my eye out with one of the needles, so it's an excellent safety feature. Okay, just slip that up, put that right in the middle of the stand.
Hold it up straight.
There you go.
So that has a couple of clamps on it there on each side that clamps into the soft side of the wood of the tree to hold it straight. And then you've got, some stabilizers to go on the other side then.
Okay, Ray, a couple more twists and we'll be ready.
Good. Yeah, that's a really simple process, actually.
It's an excellent stand.
And it's
one of my
really
favorites.
sturdy. Really a sturdy stand there. So now you're going to have to put some water in it. To keep it
when
fresh.
we bring it inside, one of the first things we need to do is decide on a place for the tree, and common sense tells us to keep it away from heat sources, the fireplace, the TV, the heaters, so it doesn't dry out and keeps its foliage. We need to fill the stand with water as soon after we put the tree up as possible, and this is probably the most critical point of safe care for a Christmas tree, is that we need to keep water in the stand.
So I think that even emphasizes more the need for a Christmas tree stand that has a size container on it so you can add water to it then.
That's right, because a lot of people will fill the stand up at night, and some trees can take up as much as a gallon or more of water just overnight.
Gee whiz.
The first night, and usually after that it'll go down to 1 or 2 quarts a day. But if you have a small stand with small capacity, it may dry out, take up all the water before you get up in the morning. And that's happened to me several times. And when that water column breaks, the tree will not be able to take up water as well as if you kept that stand full of water.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I do know that these types of trees are very, very flammable, particularly when they become dry.
Well, let's put some water in the stand.
Okay.
I get a lot of questions about people wanting to know what else to put in the water or on the tree to make it fire safe. And really the only thing that you need to do to keep the tree safe during the holiday seasons is keep water in the stand. We don't need extra additives like aspirin or sugar to help the tree take up water. So just keep that water in the stand, don't let the water column break, and you should have a safe and happy holiday.
Good. Well, that is really good things to know, Steve, and we appreciate you talking with us about this choosing Christmas trees and care and safety in the home. Last week in Oklahoma Gardening, we were out at the home of Mark and Maria Boyles, who are Christmas tree growers near Ripley, and there's getting to be quite an interesting Christmas tree production in Oklahoma. Would you tell us a little bit about something about that industry and the need for Christmas tree production in Oklahoma?
Well, we have a growing industry of choose and cut operators in Oklahoma. The market for real Christmas trees in Oklahoma is about somewhere between 300,000 and 500,000 trees a year. And this year we had 22,000 Oklahoma-grown Christmas trees for sale. So there is some room in the market, but people have to be very serious before they get into the Christmas tree industry, because it's a lot of work and investment.
Where can they get more information on this?
Well, we have 2 videotapes that are available through the OSU Videotape Library. The first is a 5-part videotape training series on growing Christmas trees in Oklahoma, goes through the production process. And the second is a video conference that we did in cooperation with the National Christmas Tree Association, which deals with survival in the Christmas tree industry and goes into the current market situation and the future outlook. And so anyone interested in getting into the business or looking at it as an alternative enterprise should view those 2 videotapes first before making any decisions.
And all they have to do is contact their local county extension office, and they will see that they have those tapes made available to them.
That's right. It's free to borrow through your local county extension center.
Steve, we appreciate very much you being with us today, and I hope that you have helped a few folks enjoy a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you.